Yeah. And I want to talk a little bit too about just the assessment piece, because I think that is something that is really interesting. And I definitely have my own opinions on assessments in general, but I see the value in them. But I also see the things that there's no perfect system, but I can see both sides of it. So when you are administering the assessments, how are you using that data to help make the decisions on what the students need? So you as a school psychologist, when you're looking at your data and with the SLP data, how is it helping you make those decisions? And I know that's kind of a very general question based on the student, but just high level, how would you do that?
Yeah, that's about a year-long conversation.
This is a thesis.
Yeah, really. That would take a little while to. But I think in general, what we think about as a team is the most important part, and one of the differences in schools that I think is so important is that it is a team-based decision. So there is no one person who says, this is what I think. And the importance of that is that, you are looking at every area for that student. And so you're looking at that cognitive, the way that student approaches learning, thinking, and you're looking at that communication and what those needs are. You're looking at those social emotional skills, from the nursing side, you're taking a look at any medical. So it's a broad look at a student. And so you always want to be aware of when testing is off the broad look of the child, you have to ask the question, why? And so if communication and cognitive are coming out, kind of the same, and, they're within a couple of points difference, and academic is way higher or way lower, it is really up to that team to ask that question, well, why is that happening? What's going on over there? And to just really search out. So there's, the rule in school, and we all know this. I know early on for speech, it's a little different, but we know no one test says it all. And that is the importance of that full team taking a look at all those evaluation results and really thinking, well, why is this one off? Now, if they all come out kind of unified and they make sense in terms of the numbers, there's some real value in that, because for that student, that's where they're at or that's where they function. But it is really important to remember the difference between a school-based evaluation and some maybe private single evaluations is you have one evaluator doing many tests versus many evaluators looking at many different areas. And so I know I'm a little biased about schools, but the evaluations that come out of schools are amazing, in my opinion, because it's so broad-based. So the important part, and I think maybe, Jennifer, your question is really, no, one test does not speak to a child. A child is many components of many aspects of who they are. And so we would never say we would hope that we would never say because of one score, this represents this student. And I think, I've worked in a lot of different schools, and I think for the most part, teams really understand that. And I think that's what makes it so different and so relevant and so helpful. I think school-based assessments are tremendously valuable.